Alright guys, it's kind of dark, but so it's still ongoing, the floor project, but now it's really going down. So I'm starting to clean out the desk, getting everything under control. So what I've got going on is this box and this trash box with a bunch of old hardware in it, a bunch of stuff. And then here's the scene you're familiar with. And I need to clean all this off. So need to pack the microphone back up. This is going to be the part that sucks the most. Is I've got to move the router. I got to move these speakers somewhere safe, so I might put them actually back in their original box. And then in here is my, like, this is really dark, so you can't see it very well, but my setup with my modem, my HD Home Run Prime, and then my stupid tuning adapter that I have to have for cable. View outside, it's actually really chilly. Surprisingly chilly. It's August 12th, and it's like 65 degrees outside. So, yeah, lawn's looking alright though. A lot of birds living in that bush. Alright, so it's Sunday night, and the AMD build is done. So it's Athlonix 4 760K quad-core processor, current CPU frequency 3.8 GHz, 3.8 by 100. And there's my PC, 1600 memory, 1600 megahertz, and 8 gigs. So that's all good. Case was okay to build in for like 35, 40 bucks. I forget what I paid for it, but it was cheap. It's, I mean, it got the job done. I did have to mount the Hyper 212 in a way that I'm not a huge fan of because, no pun intended. But really, you really can't win here because you're either drawing air in up from your GPU or you're pushing air down to the GPU from your CPU. Cat is in my business. What do you want? What do you want? Why are you following me? Why are you following me? Here's a game he loves to play. Oh. So anyway, so there's some of the components from that build. It was just a cheapy, what was it, a MSI A78M E45. It's got an R9 270, so I'm actually excited to test that out. I'm probably going to use it in both the Intel and the AMD. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to test them with separate components, the, you know, Intel, NVIDIA, and then the AMD, and then take the best of both worlds, which I have a feeling is going to be the Pentium Anniversary Edition overclocked, and mix that with the 270. I think that's going to be the winning combination for around 700 bucks-ish, in that range. So anyway, all that said, let's venture into the other room. By the way, I've been watching the crap out of Prison Break when I've been getting other stuff done, and I end up just like getting obsessed and then watching it. That's not good for productivity. Last time I showed this area, it was kind of a disaster. So I've gotten a lot of stuff out of the way, and now, echo, look at that. The room is empty, and I had to go through and put, actually my parents helped me out too, put leveling agent down because when I pulled the tack strip out for the carpet, because I'm on a slab, it took part of the concrete with it. So I had to run the whole length of the room and do that everywhere there was a nail. And then like over here in this corner, like it took a pretty good chunk of the concrete over there. That wasn't great. But yeah, so the room is empty and the floor started going in tomorrow. Should take about 2 days, and the quarter round for the trim is already done and painted. And the moisture barrier underlayment is here, so the worst part is going to be getting around these weird cuts here and then getting the floor to properly line up with the existing floor. And then here's all my networking equipment hanging on for dear life. It's really not optimal the way this is set up right now, but so far, fingers crossed, nothing has exploded on me yet or gone horribly wrong. The cat's very upset with the whole situation. He's not really sure what's happening. So then again, there's the floor, there's the desk. There's so much stuff in the room, I actually found a laptop I forgot I even had. It was my old work laptop from when I very first started working at my job full time. and it's a Latitude 620. So this was actually a design I kind of liked. They switched to a design I'm not a huge fan of after this one, but this was actually a good laptop. It didn't have wireless though. The company removed wireless from laptops for a long time. Well, all right, here is the flooring. It's Monday night. So got all the underlayment down, and then here's the floor. And my parents are the best. They actually did all of this today while I was at work. They came over and put it in. So look at that. This is gonna be the tricky part though, because this part of the room has angles. So they were able to do the underlayment and all of this in one day. But this part right here, this is gonna take a while because of that. But it looks really great. I'm really excited to see this completed. Hopefully tomorrow it should be done. So when I get the unfinished part out of the frame and just show that, that's what the room is gonna look like. And this is gonna be really cool. This is gonna look really, really nice. There's a storm rolling in. Right, it's Tuesday, and just as suspected, the flooring is pretty much done. The only thing left to do is do the final coat of paint on the coat around that went down for all the nails that went through it, and it'll be done. So here it is. Cat's following me. Looks darn good. And I am glad to have my room back. And you can have some wood fill in the window sill, because the cat's claws were scratching it up. So give that another fresh coat of paint. We do the rest of it. But the color of the floors really did work out well with the color of the walls in the room. So I'm happy with how it looks. It matches the flooring for the rest of the house. So now even looking in, it's really echoey in there. Looking in from outside, it got a good look to it. Of course, the cat's exploring. He's not sure what to think. But yeah, glad to have this done and be able to move back in. So with that out of the way, I really want to have that done before I actually start doing benchmarks on the AMD and Intel budget gaming builds, because I want to have some room, and I'm not going to have the room with this setup that I've got right now. It's not going to cut it. But here they are. So they're pretty much identical, and I actually thought about putting the AMD and Intel stickers on the front of them, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I want to keep them looking like identical like that. I think it's cool. As a matter of fact, even from the inside, they look very similar, because I had to mount the 212 EVO in a very similar fashion, horizontally on both, and both motherboards are M-ATX, and they're both budget boards, so they both look pretty much the same. Even the rear I/O is mostly the same. Now, on this machine, I have a cable tie right there to hold up the 8-pin going to the power for the CPU, because it was hanging down the way that it mounted onto the what is it, the ASRock Z97M Pro 4. Now on the AMD one I didn't have that problem, because the cable only used 4 of the 8 pins, and it didn't, the way it sat, it didn't get in the way of the fan. It just worked out well the way the cable, I think it's oriented like this horizontally, and the Intel one is oriented vertically in the AMD, so the cable ran in an area where it didn't get in the way. And we got the cat inspecting things. He's like, what are these? So a coworker of mine sent me this. Apparently there's going to be pumpkin spice Oreos. Saw us on Facebook praying it's a reality, and I said, ooh, because I'm not a big fan. Cookie hater, pumpkin hater, touche. And then a picture of a cat. Well, when I said it was going to storm, I wasn't kidding. Constant lightning. The rain is calming down, but man, that lightning is intense. You hear that? Willie's all worried. You can kind of see his silhouette in the flashes of lightning. That is just crazy. Probably not smart of me to be standing in front of a large window holding an electronic device. The risks I take for the TUVlog. This guy is pissed because he can't go in there because there's this note. Keep Willie out of room until tomorrow morning. His fur could stick to the baseboards or he may jump on the still damp windowsill. They need 24 hours to dry hard. Sorry, dude. You heard the rules? Can't go in there. You can't. Sorry. And this is gonna be incredibly echoey. So here it is, all done. Everything's finished nicely. This is really nice. The windowsills are clean again. So that's good to see. And they're painted. So all the scratch marks that were in there are now gone. So that looks new. Of course, these are still here, but you know, what are you gonna do? This is the next issue I have to tackle. Wow, the audio is so much better when I get out of that room. I've got leftover wood floor, this stuff, and then this entire situation happening right here. So this room, like I said, is eventually gonna get shelving and things like that. I'm just gonna have to dig through all of these boxes and decide what's keeper, what's not, what boxes I can trash, what things I can donate or sell, and yeah, just kind of figure this one out. The big thing is I need to get this TV and this TV card out of here. That is eating up a lot of room. All right, we're about to be done with this setup, thank goodness, because I've got my floor mat flattening out. I've got all of the pieces for the desk in the very echoey room. So it's time to figure out how to put this thing together, actually get my desk set up. So this has definitely been a long time coming. I'm very much looking forward to at least getting the desk finished and getting my system in here and getting everything set up at least, you know, to a degree where I'm functional. Then I can start moving things in here and tweaking things as I like. But for now, I just want to get my computer in here and start getting back to actually having an office space again, free up that area of the house for what it's supposed to be, and yeah. So everybody's out mowing their grass today. I'm surrounded by a lot of retired people, and they cut the grass like every 4 days, like twice a week. It's crazy. So they probably look at my house and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's letting his grass get like that tall. But it's hot outside. It's like 85 degrees, 90% humidity, and it's only like 10 a.m. So I'm not going out there. We're supposed to have a heat index of 102 today, so the grass can wait. Okay, I'm super sweaty, and it's still pretty echoey in here, but this is why. Desk is complete. And here's why I got so sweaty. The very first step on putting this thing together, don't be this guy. That was me. I was supposed to have a friend with me that knows how to take measurements with pencils. And that, I did do that though, see? I had a blanket on the floor. And look how pleased I was about it. And for some reason I'm assembling this naked. I also had one of these moments. So one of the bolts for putting on one of the legs was missing. It was supposed to be pre-attached to the leg, and you unscrewed it and then screwed it onto the table. Wasn't there. So I had to go to Lowe's, and it was a real bear to find the right fitting because, of course, this being IKEA, everything is in metric. So I had to find like an M10 150 or 1.5, M10 1.5 or something. It's a real pain in the ass. I had to dig around for quite a while to find it, but I did finally find something that would work. I had a ratchet set, so I was able to get it in without using the Allen wrench, because of course I didn't have anything with the Allen wrench fit on it. And there it is, finally complete. Everything's set up here, it's nice and bright. My monitor's really blasting off there, but everything is done. Computer in the corner, tucked away, the ridiculously large A5 Plus speakers. Got some working area over here. Tons of open space here now, so I might actually put a second desk right here and then set up the other systems that I have on that. And lots of natural light coming in. And then over here, I do have the lights on just to kind of show where they would be. I've got the printer and then the cable modem, and then ducked down here is all the networking stuff. And then inside of that door is the tuning adapter for the cable. So yeah, it was a long time coming, but I finally got it done. So here's the quick tour. Like I said, the Audio Engine A5 Plus speakers. I've got my Poseidon mechanical MX Brown keyboard. My Corsair mouse, the M45 or something like that, I don't remember. Mouse pad. And then, of course, I've got a 24-inch Dell Ultra Sharp and my Asus PB278Q monitor, so those two go nicely together. My Logitech webcam, the other speaker, D1 DAC from Audio Engine, and then a little card reader hiding out over here on top of the computer. See, the fans aren't even spinning. It's just chilling right now. So there it is, all of its glory. And then, yeah, so it's very echoey in here. I'm gonna need to put down like an area rug or something probably over here. I do have a little protective pad on the floor. Now you'll notice that the network cable, I'm going to tack it to the wall along the bottom as soon as I get one that works, but this is a temporary cable that I'm using from my family room, and it's not white, so it doesn't match the trim. The white cable that I got was defective. I plugged it in and had no network, and I jiggled it around a little bit and it would come on and off periodically. And then what ended up happening was I checked my internet speed, or my network speed, and I was only 100 megabits per second, not the gigabit like I'm supposed to be. So I swapped the cable, boom, gigabit. So that's important because I have a NAS, so I need to be able to make sure I'm using that gigabit network speed. So now the family room PC has got the janky cable hooked up to it for now, so it's only getting the 100 megabits per second until the new cable arrives from Amazon. But you know, a 25-foot cable, I can't bring myself to buy that anywhere else but online because it's just too expensive. And in further news, Bright House Networks, I'm on Roadrunner Lightning 90, and I've had no problems with it for the first few months. And I would do speed tests, and I would consistently get 90 to 100. And then I noticed my Netflix was being kind of slow the last couple days, so I checked it once I got the computer and everything hooked up. Switch hands, I'm tired. And I checked my speed after I hooked everything back up again, 18 to 20. So I called up the tech support and they gave me some BS about how my modem wasn't provisioned correctly or something like that, because I have my own modem, I don't rent one, and Bright House doesn't like that because they don't get to collect the monthly fee. But it's obviously more than capable. It's a surfboard modem, it's DOCSIS 3 and all that good stuff, so it's perfectly capable of being able to do 90 megabits per second. It's done it for months and months and months, but they're trying to tell me that's the problem. So they're gonna send a tech out on Tuesday. But anyway, all those little hiccups aside, who knows how long that was going on because I was on Wi-Fi for a few weeks, but the Netflix was really noticeable the last day or two. It would take forever to queue anything up. Now I know why. So, just gotta get that ironed out and deal with this echo situation in the room, and we should be able to start buttoning everything up here. It just feels good to be back in the office again. Got all sweaty getting it set up, but it was worth it. So there you go. Everything is done, everything's set up, at least for now. I'm sure that I'll change things down the road. One of the first things I really need to do is take care of the echo in here, and then the other thing I need to do is get some kind of like a boom arm for whenever I do, you know, these kind of videos and things like that, the TUVlogs, because, you know, having stuff on the desk, it does vibrate through to the microphone. Even more so when I'm using my AKG mic, because it's really sensitive to that. So a few little tweaks here and there, and everything should be pretty much wrapping up. I feel like there's so much space in here now. I have so much freedom. I could put another desk, or I could put a television there, like a big screen. Maybe run a cable over to it from the computer. I don't know, there's so many things to do with that wall. Yeah, thinking of all the potential. But anyway, so the next thing to do is do the benchmarks. So I've got this nice space right here set up to put the computer and a keyboard and little, you know, my 22-inch Dell. Just set everything up here, have a nice little station going for doing the benchmarking while I continue doing everything else over here. The computer is in the frame. I did find out from NZXT that they're going to be sending a couple of their Kraken, I think X31 or X41, and then maybe even the X61 to do some testing on that. So I don't know, the days may be numbered for the NHD15. So for everybody that really hates the look of that thing in my system, maybe gone soon. So we'll see. It depends on how the tests come out, but I don't know. I'm not going to bother remounting it again. So. But yeah, so get benchmarks done. It's Sunday, it's 7:30 already, so the day really got away from me, but I do feel I accomplished quite a bit. So anyway, there's the TUVlog. Long time coming. I have been meaning to do, itchy nose. Been meaning to do this since I started the channel. As a matter of fact, I bought the wood flooring that's in here back in February or March. I bought the flooring, I think, before I started doing this channel. So it really has been a long time coming, and I found the receipt for the desk, and I think that was January. So, just to give you an idea, so, you know, finally, but, man, the echo in here. So echoey, I feel like I'm in a cave. Just like hang a blanket on the wall or something for now. I need to get some of the foam that, Barnacules uses in his cave and just start sticking it up on the wall to do something about the echo. So anyway, there's that. I may invest in a rubber mat for the desk too. So if anybody has a recommendation on like a nice rubber, like anti-static mat, I'm not worried so much about static discharge as I am ripping the crap out of the desk because it's all new and this looks like the kind of material that just rips off and then you've got the exposed press board underneath. So I should probably take care of this desk because I let my other one kind of go to hell. So all that said, thanks for coming along on the journey. Thanks for watching as always. If you enjoyed this TU vlog, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter over at Tech Uploaded. I am on Facebook as well. And finally, if you really have a pressing need or question or comment, you want to make sure I see it, the best way to do that is shoot me an email at techuploaded@gmail.com. All right, you guys know the drill, right? You know what? Don't be a stranger. Check back soon.